Hi, in this tutorial, I'll teach you how to set up the inbound API by Sixtyfour. So first thing first, go to app.sixtyfour.ai and you can either log in or sign up. In my case, I already have an account, so I'll just log in. Once I do that, it's going to ask me to make an organization. So I'm just going to give it some name. When that is done, it should log me into the dashboard. Now I can go to this inbound request panel and it will ask me to basically get started with the API. You'll see that it does not have an inbound API key yet for me. So what I can do is I can go here. I can subscribe to one of the plans. So once I do that, it should take me to Stripe. So I'll get back to you after creating, finishing this payment process. So once you've made your Stripe payment, it'll bring you back to the dashboard and you should be able to see a brand new inbound API key. This is the key that we'll be using to interact with the inbound API. You will also be able to see the number of requests you've made, which in case obviously since we just made an account will be zero, out of what our limit is based on the plan. And when we go to inbound requests, you'll see that it basically is going to prompt you. Um, to look at the documentation. Now, first thing which I'm going to do, just to show you guys what the AI agent is capable of, is I just added a prospecting criteria. So you can basically type anything here. In my case, I just want to filter out all the spam that is coming in. I don't want anybody to sell me random stuff. I also added another thing in my data structure or my schema. Is the company AI first? Does the company build on top of OpenAI Anthropic? Um, Return true or false. So basically, in the structured response, I'll have another column. So once I refresh, it should still be there. Nice. So going back to the inbound tool, it'll basically ask me to make um like look at the documentation. So I'm gonna go here and there's a step-by-step guide on how we can kind of incorporate this into our API, our existing form. But in this case, first let's make a curl request to kind of see how it works. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna go into my terminal. First thing first is I'm actually going to get my customer ID. For customer ID, I'm actually gonna just go here, and if you click on your name on the side, you can copy your org ID. This is the org ID we gave while we were creating the account. I'm gonna go back and paste it, and then for the API key, Sixtyfour API key, we can just go here and then basically copy this, and then just replace that with this. And since I'm doing a request for companies, a lot of information on the company, I'm going to replace this API, this email with my company email. So in this case, I made a similar request, so that's why it's not working. But let's see if I can add another column for it to go through. Or actually, let me add something random. Um, Message, hello world. And then I'm basically gonna request it. Nice. So once I enter and the API request goes through, I'll get this message saying that the request has been queued for processing. So it's basically in a queue, and usually it takes like a minute or so for the request to come in. In the meanwhile, I'm going to kind of show you guys how to implement it into an existing call to action form. So this is a landing page from one of my previous companies. And here I have a landing page where, like an interest form where I can go in and type in my phone number, my email, and basically I'll get a call from the AI agent. Another thing which I want to do is when somebody signs up here, I should get a very detailed profile on them. Based on whoever they are, so I can reach out to them and book them into a demo. So in this case, the way this form works is the hero form here is connected to a Next.js API route. So basically, whenever somebody fills out this form, it on submission, it calls this Next.js API route. So Here I have my route.ts file, um, the API endpoint. So what we'll do here is I'm going to copy this and then just basically copy this request, and before or right after it puts this information into let's say Superbase, I'm just going to kind of mimic this API request here. So here, first thing first is I can paste my API key, which is from here. Um, so I could just paste it like this, and then I can have my ID. I have the URL, and then API request. So I'm gonna make a post request here, have the error headers and set the API key, and then as well as have like all the JSON data, and then I can basically log the result as well. Here in terms of the name, I'm actually going to put in phone number, company, and this. So with just like less than, I guess, 10 lines of code, I was able to add this thing to my form. And I'll show you how it works. But basically, if and obviously don't have your API keys and a custom ID here, I'm just gonna remove it after this demo is recorded. But when I go back to the form, I go in and say sorry that 64.ai, hello, and then I basically schedule a message. You will see that I get this thing here, which means the lead enrichment has been processed. So that means the form did work, and it was very simple to add it. Going back to the dashboard, you'll see that there's two companies. The reason why the second company doesn't show up is because the agent is working on it. But we can kind of look at the results for the first company we did. So here the agent was able to kind of make like a very deep profile on me, my company, my industry, size, and all that stuff. Take notes on me as a person. It knows the schools I went to. It knows one of the awards I got, which is pretty interesting. It has information on some of the projects I worked on, how many followers I have on LinkedIn, stuff like that. It also I also added like AI native status. So I don't think it picked up on this one. Oh yeah, it did pick it up. Sorry. It picked up that my company is AI native. True. It knows all the other piece of information about me. And yeah, let's see if the second one finished. I think the second one is still like running. But yeah, with just less than 10 lines of code, you can have your call to action connected to the Sixtyfour inbound API, and it takes very minimum pieces of information about the person that just signed up. In my case, I basically only gave it my email and my name, and it can make a very detailed enriched profile. And if I go actually to my email, I can probably show you guys that I also got an email telling me this person just signed up. Oh, I think the second one also came through, so I can show you guys. But you can see this. Basically, I received an email here, and then I got another one here. And if I go back, I should be able to see the second request here as well. But yeah, that was a little demo of Sixtyfour's inbound API and how to set it up for your own website. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me out on sort at 64.ai. Thank you so much.